This new millennium, God will begin to overcome this evil.
Fellow Americans, it is with the utmost pride and sincerity that I present this recording as a living testament and recollection of history in the making during our generation.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is
Sunday. Just took a little walk. Took the kids to the park. And, one of my close friends. Shout out to my homie, Odd to See. Y'all check his videos out. Great father, great husband, great motivator, which was most of the reason why I decided to start recording videos. But I felt like before I get real deep into this whole video thing or whatnot, I wanted to introduce myself. My name is Darius. Some people call me D. Other people call me Fontaine. But y'all can call me King Fontaine for the most part. I grew up in Chicago, West Side to be exact, L-Town. 31. I actually have 5 sons. Yep, 5 sons. Wonderful boys. Just actually took them to the park not too long ago. I'm just like everybody else, man. Just a regular guy, that's seen a lot of things in his life, have been through a lot of different things in my life. So I just, sometimes we all need to hear or feel that we need somebody to give us information or just say something to enlighten us, you know what I'm saying? To say something to make us feel better about our situations or make us kind of wake up to certain things, And that's my big thing. I understand that being an African American or being from African descent, a lot of us don't have the knowledge that we should have. And I feel like we just been, I hate to say it, I think it's not people's fault now, but I do feel like it's a system in place that keeps people in a certain bracket, keep them at a certain level. But sometimes, most of us, we wake up and we realize that and, we're able to overcome it. And some of us is not. So, most of my videos are going to be about that. Most of my videos are going to be about people using common sense. Most of my videos are going to be about being a father and the struggle of being a father. Most of them are probably going to be random. Sometimes you're going to catch me rambling about a lot of different things just because I have so much I really want to say, but I'm not really too familiar on how to, shrink my videos yet, but I'm gonna learn that eventually. But and then also I want to let people know it's okay to be you. It's okay to come from where you come from, but as long as you understand that's not where you're gonna you know where you come from, but that's not where you're gonna end up. And I think that is the true definition of what life is supposed to be. Understanding where you come from and know where you're going. And understanding what you need to go that way.
Yes, we all play a grave role in our own destruction. Your money, your lifestyles, the things that people value and covet so dearly are the bait.
So, I just want to know, why do I have to be considered an asshole or I'm mean because I don't want to lie to you? Why should I spend all my time pretending or trying to make myself perfect when I'm not perfect? How can you be mad at me for me being honest with you? So it's like you rather me lie to you. So if you rather me lie to you about something small, then you must be fine with me lying about something big as hell. Because I got to be an asshole because I don't want to tell you what you want to hear? That's lying to you. If you want me to lie to you, say, look, hey, lie to me every day. I love it when people lie to me because that's what you asking me to do. You asking me to
lie to you. If you don't want me to be honest, no matter what it is, you're asking me to lie to you. And I'm not gonna just pick and choose when I'm gonna lie.
Through the love of others, I have power. The truth gives me.
All right, check this out. Just because I don't fuck with you, don't mean I ain't got love for you. If I was a real friend, a real person to be around, a nice guy, whatever you want to call it, just because I don't fuck with you don't mean I'm sitting here spitting out negativity, just putting dirt on your name and everything else. If I had love for you once before, I'm going to always have love for you. I'm always going to want the best for you and always wish you the best. But on this journey of life, sometimes you just got to let people be who they are, and you got to be who you trying to be. If I'm trying to grow and I'm trying to do certain things, and you want to be stagnant and you want to continuously be the same person that you was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, then I can't fuck with you no more. I love you. I got love for you. I wish you all the best, but I can't fuck with you.
What you fear against you. Your fear of death. Your fear of imprisonment.
Of course. Or pondering things, man, or me just getting into this, I guess you could say this train of thought, this way of thinking or whatever. I'm not really too for certain. I've come to notice, like, and this is not for everybody, but this is just for people, minorities, basically. I've come to notice that, you know, there are certain stages, you know, for us to think. You know, I believe that the lower mind stage is where society wants to keep us, you know, where drama is entertaining. You know, stress is not spoken about, you know, the mental abuse from generation after generation that has plagued the minds of each and every minority, you know, in this world right now. And I believe that is like the first level of thinking. Like you ever realize, especially if you're a person that's quote unquote woke, you know, you notice how much silly shit you used to do having this low level of thinking. You know, you only wanted to do things that was normal to you in certain situations. You know, you didn't want to go anywhere. You wanted to be in, you know, on the block or in the hood or riding around in cars and drinking, smoking, etc., right? But for those who claim to be woke, I believe that next stage is more of the understanding who you are, the true belief in knowing that everything around you is not really all there is to it, that there's a whole lot more to understand, that, you know, your ancestors before you created so many beautiful things that to this day they can't even figure out how it was done, you know, to understand that there are things that hinder us from even acquiring this second stage of thinking, you know, due to the fact that we don't stick together anymore, due to the fact that we, you know, would rather abuse each other versus abuse the abusers over years and years. And when I say this, I'm not saying this with any hatred in my heart, and I'm gonna get to that when I get to this third stage of thinking. But, you know, you just notice, like, wow, all my life I was at a low level of thinking, you know, doing things to hurt people that look just like me, you know, saying bad things to people who look like me, stepping on people that look just like me just so I can get to the top. And that's not really what it's all about, you know. But it's like once you achieve that second level of thinking, it's like over time, the third level of thinking comes out of nowhere, like literally out of nowhere. You know, a lot of people say it's your third eye. You know, a lot of other people may say it's just, you know, your common sense is awakening. And I think it's honestly both. I think once you stop drowning your brain with so much negativity and lies and false truths and, you know, BS basically, you know, you awaken, you know, your common sense starts waking up. And I think with so much common sense brings the opening of your third eye. And that's just my opinion. But this third level of thinking is so overwhelming that I believe a lot of people feel it and see it, and then they deny it, and then they just want to stay at that second level of thinking. I believe that with having the understanding that once upon a time you were at a lower level of thinking, to honestly know that you achieved the second level of thinking that puts you in a position to understand that being a minority, being of certain descent, makes you who you are, and you're going to stand on that, which is probably most of the reason why people, say I'm a king or I'm a queen or whatever the case may be. But with this third level of thinking, you understand that it doesn't matter where you're from, it doesn't matter the color of your skin, it doesn't matter any of that. You are a human being. You wake up, you blink, you breathe, you need water, you ingest food, you walk, you talk, you write, all types of things. And it's like, once you understand this level of thinking, it's like, wow, and especially being a minority, living in the society that we live in, that we are kind of, how can I put this, giving the short end of the stick. And it's like, eventually over time, everybody's going to get to that point where they may achieve this third level of thinking. And I think at that point, the world will be a better place, because I can honestly say, as a minority, we do have the short end of the stick. I'm not saying that we shouldn't grind, but any person that's a minority literally knows that, your mother and your father used to tell you, you got 2 strikes against you. You got to work harder than everybody around you because of certain things that have been put in place. And it's like, why? Why? Like, I get it, if you work hard at your job and, you deserve a promotion, yeah, you should get it. But as far as life goes, why does it matter if this man is a different color than me or a different nationality than me? I've learned with having this third level of thinking that we all do the same exact things. We all do the same exact things. We sleep, we wake up, we eat, we drink, we reproduce, we have fun, we party, but we just do it all in a different way. And I feel like with being a minority, I believe that it's up to us to change a lot of different things that happen. And I know it's easier said than done, but I just feel like we are the ones who are at this lower level of thinking. Everybody else is at this second stage already. They're already ahead of the game. And I feel like the more and more that we become, we work to catch up, and then we try to achieve this third level of thinking, I think things will be undeniable. Like they tell you, if you can't beat them, you got to join them. And that is where humanity comes in, your humanity. And I say that because it's no matter what this person is, right? If you see something bad happen to somebody standing on the corner, and I would hope that you would do this, and something with, a group of people was beating them up or something, no matter what that person, nationality was, you would feel some type of remorse, some type of hatred, some type of hatred towards what they're, these people are doing to them, and you're going to say something, you're going to stand up for them. And I feel like that's the way the world should be. The world should be that we shouldn't even see color, we shouldn't even see who's from where or what it is. We should just all see that we're human beings. And I believe that we'll treat each other a whole lot better once we start viewing this stuff. Like all these things that people like to talk about nowadays, they are all at this level, low level of thinking. And to be honest, it's not only minorities that are at this low level, that have this low level of thinking, that everybody has it. You see people talking about Kaepernick and him kneeling, all he's disrespecting soldiers and all this. No, he had a purpose for him kneeling. He kneeled to a flag that was supposedly be, represented freedom and, everybody being equal. But he doesn't see that on a regular basis anymore. So why not? I mean, my personal opinion, this may be off topic. How do you bring different races of people from all over the world to a place where all of the same rules and regulations that founded where we live today are still the same? You can't you know what I'm saying? I use this analogy a lot. You can't build a house on a bullshit foundation, because eventually over time the house is going to tip over. Eventually the house is going to either need to be knocked down, or it's going to be, or you can just patch it up. And most of the time once you patch it up, eventually it's going to fall over with the patches being there. So, you know, I feel like that there are people that's still at this lower level of thinking. But I feel like as far as minorities, we have to understand that there's a level that we have to achieve, this third level of thinking, in order for the world to be a better place. And I say that because I've read history, I've read religion, and I've listened to scientists and certain things, and all three of these things have one thing in common, that everything began with a black person. Everything in this world was black at one point. So to understand that, and to say that back in the day in school they used to teach us that everything was just one. You know, the United States, Africa, Asia, you know, all these places it was one. So just to think that we are not all the same because we look different is retarded to me. You know, it's just fucking stupid to me. But I do feel that, you know, one day it'll change. But I feel like most definitely with minorities, we have to pay attention that us staying at this low level of thinking is what amuses people. You know, look at the news, look at TV. Everything that we do is filmed. You know, we're the most, you know, black on black crime is the most horrible thing that they can talk about on the fucking news every goddamn day. But it's not the only crimes that happen. You know, it's not the only shit that happens, but it's the most spoke about. You know, watching black women yell and scream and fight and curse at each other and disrespect each other when they're supposed to be quote unquote queens is the most shit that people want to watch on TV. You know, you can't do nothing if you can't dribble a basketball, if you can't entertain. Like, so we need to start paying a lot more attention to that. And I don't say this to do this with any hatred in your heart towards anybody, because with this third level of thinking, you can't have hatred in your heart. You have so much understanding within your mind and your body and your soul. It's like, how can I hate you just because you want to stay at a lower level of thinking? I don't look down on you. If anything, I feel sorry for you that you don't love me the way I love you, that I want to treat you the way you deserve to be treated. And, you know, some people may not catch on to it. And those people we shouldn't even latch on to. Those people we should just let them find their way. Eventually, they will, and if they don't, they don't. But I definitely feel like that it's a time for us to really tap into this third level of thinking. And I ain't saying go from level 1 to level 3. Like, no, you're gonna have to learn to basically do these one step at a time. You know, it's not gonna be as easy as I'm trying to make it seem right now. It's gonna be hard, because trust me, I was just there. Years ago, I was just there. To be honest, a year and a half ago, I just got to this, you know, quote unquote third level of thinking, I like to say. So, you know, I just think we need to get there. And once you get there, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Have you ever thought about how precious a life is? How difficult it is to create? How loosely and easily it has been for you to take away? Brother, help me.